The chairperson of a debate, otherwise known as the chair, takes control of a debate. He or she will call the meeting to order, note the motion and the speaking times, ask for a demonstration of the timing sign from the timekeeper, introduce the speaker, and be responsible for ensuring that the rules of a debate are followed.
5.
Speaking times vary from debate to debate, usually a maximum of 5 minutes speeches and a minimum 3 minutes speeches. The length of all the speeches need not be the same. There is a timekeeper at each debate with a stopwatch and a bell or sign. Single knock after 3 minutes. Double knock is 30 seconds before the end of time, and triple knocks when time is up. Note that remarks are dedicated if there is an overtime, which the timekeeper should announce right after the speaker's delivery, in order to inform the adjudicator. For example, timekeeper 6. The first speakers from positive teams spend 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
5.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's debate. Topic for debate is this host believes that reality TV show more harm than good. And for affirmative team, right now we have the yellow team. Yay! And for the negative team, right now we have the blue team. Yay! And our educator for this evening, we have Denny and Virogo. Yay!
3.
Speaking time will be 3 minutes for the minimum time, and the maximum time will be 5 minutes. There will be a knock at minimum time is 3 minutes, and the maximum time for 5 minutes. Okay, and I would now like to call the first speaker of the affirmative team, and this time
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to tutorial of debate. Now, I want to give you some steps for a basic of tutorial. The first, opening. Opening is greeting to audience and adjudicators. Usually, the opening from the first speaker of affirmative team. Opening, the first speaker tell about the motion. The second, introduction. Inside introduction, the first speaker mention the name of partner of the team, introducing a point of team side, and defining and interpreting motion. In this part, the first speaker must support that motion. The fourth, giving limitation or parameter of motion. In this part, the first speaker will give limitation of motion. It means will make the parameter will be specific term.
3.
The fifth, introduction of speaker or team split. In this part, the first speaker mentioned the side of the partner.
3.
The sixth, the first speaker give argument, reason, evidence, example, and an expert opinion.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this debate. Today, this motion is this house believe that reality show more harm than good. Introduction. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sri Ratna Deni as the first speaker, and my partner is Arya as the second speaker. We are from the positive team. As the third speaker, if you want to give response of rebuttal, you can say like, I will continue our case in a minute, but before that, there are some things about the rebuttal from negative team. she or he said blah blah blah, actually blah blah blah. You said your response or argument in here. So you must give it reason and evidence. You can say the speaker on negative side has told us blah blah blah, and the contrary blah blah blah. So confining the team side. In this part, you can say like it's quite clear that our team completely agree with the motion that blah 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 said the motion. So I believe that we are as positive team side. We must support the motion of this house. So in here, remember, in the third speaker, nothing new argument. So you just you can rebuttal the negative thing, but in here, no argument, no new argument, no new argument. That's enough. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dini Prasetya. I want to explain about the second speaker. For the first, the second speaker must introduction his or herself. The second, give the point of the team. In the second step, it means like you give like you agree with that motion or you don't agree with that motion. The third is rebuttal. It's like you argue with the first speaker from other team. And the fourth is give reason and evident reason why you support that or you support that motion, and give the evidence to make your argument more strong than anyone. And the fifth is you must support the first speaker say. It means that if the first speaker say he or she do agree with that motion or support that motion, you should support the first speaker say. I think enough. Thank you for attention.
And now I want to explain the second speaker facility. I want to give the example. First, you have to introduce my example. My name is Dede. As the second speaker facility, and the question today is this house believes that relativity show more harm than good. And then introduction point of team side. It seems quite clear that our team completely agree with the motions like the first speaker said, or you can say, I believe that we are support the motion of this house. And then you have to, if you have a rebuttal, you can say that, but before I come to my own rebuttal, I have to respond to the rebuttal negative side that she or he said, blah 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 blah, the first negative team said, and then you can say like I'm going to rebut the first or second speaker of the negative team that he or she said like blah 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 in my opinion, and then you can give your opinion there, and then you have to support the first speaker argument. The example you can say, let me come to my first argument in my opinion, like blah blah blah, because blah blah blah. And then you have to give me the example of your opinion. You can say, there are many examples for these, like blah blah blah. Or you can say, and there are similar cases such as blah blah blah, and you can explain the example. And then you can do giving an expert opinion. You can giving the fact like that. You can say according to the or to the motion like that. Then you have the summary of our case. Like, so ladies and gentlemen, we have told you today, firstly, and then you have to tell your opinion, and then or you can say like, so as we have seen that you blah blah blah, you give your argument, and then therefore you tell the motion, and now because of this blah blah blah, finally we have to support this motion.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dini Prasetya. I want to explain about third speaker. For the first, third speaker is same as the other speaker. She or he must introduce his or herself. And the second, give the rebuttal for his team or her team. It's like you argue with the second speaker or first speaker from the other team to give cooperation and give your explanation why you must rebuttal that statement. And the third is give the summary. The main job of third speaker is give the summary of team's argument. And you should know that there is no new argument for the third speaker. He or she just summary and give the conclusion of his or her team. I think enough. Thank you.
The third speaker, if you want to give response of rebuttal, you can say like, I will continue our case in a minute, but before that, there are some things about the rebuttal from negative team. She or he said blah blah blah, actually blah blah blah. You said your response or argument in here. So you must give it reason and evidence. You can say the speaker on negative side has told us blah blah blah, and the contrary blah blah blah. So confining the team side. In this part, you can say like, it is quite clear that our team completely agree with the motion that blah 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 said the motion. So I believe that we are as positive team side. We must support the motion of this house. So in here, remember, in the third speaker, nothing new argument. So you just you can rebuttal the negative thing, but in here, no argument, no new argument, no new argument. That's enough. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nira Muati. I'm also tell you about the first speaker of native team. First, you have to opening debate. You can say, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this debate. Today's motion is blah blah blah, and you say the motion here. And second, you introducing. You can say, let me introduce my team. My name is blah blah blah. You can say your name there as the first speaker, and then the second speaker is blah blah blah. You can say your name right there, and blah 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 as the third speaker. And you have to introduce the point of the team side. You can say it seems quite clear that our team completely disagree with the motion that blah blah blah. You say the motion in there, and you have to respond to definition and limitation for positive team, agree or reject. If reject, then justify. If you agree with the limitation for affirmative team, you can say, ladies and gentlemen, the definition said by positive side is quite clear. However, we need to have a look listen because they don't have strong evidence for their side. And if you reject the limitation, you can say, ladies and gentlemen, it's very tricky to accept the definition from the specific team because they gave us a clear definition. That's why I would like to present our definition that blah blah blah. And you tell the limitation. And if you have rebuttal from the first speaker, you can say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely displeased the argument from presenting that blah blah blah. You can say the first speaker statement, and then so comes to my rebuttal. I believe that blah blah blah. You say your rebuttal there, and then you have to introduce off speaker. You have to introduce your team. Whereas today, negative side, have structure our case as follow. I, the first speaker, will be talking about blah blah blah. So the first, the second, and the third must have the part if you want to say about anything like that. And our second speaker will talk about blah blah blah. And the third speaker will talk about blah blah blah. And then you have to give me the argument, reason, and evidence. Like you can say, welcome to my argument. My first blah 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 argument is blah blah blah. So you say the argument in there, and I strongly believe that blah blah blah. You can say your argument in there, and then you have to give me the example for your argument. You can say there are many examples for this, like blah blah blah. You give an example in there, and then you have to give an expert opinion about your example. You can say the fact or from the sciences like that. You can say according to blah blah blah. You put the name there, and then you have to give a solution as the alternative way. You can say we have seen that the motion is clearly failed to solve the problem. We have solutions such as the government to blah blah blah. You say the solution and the alternative way in there. And the last, you have to summary of your own case. You have to summary all about you're talking about. You can say, so ladies and gentlemen, we have what have I told you today. First, blah blah blah. You say your argument in there. Secondly, blah blah blah. Your statement too. And for all this reason, the motion must fall.
Well, I asked the second speaker of negative team. The first introduction, you must mention your name and the motion today. For example, my name is Nur Hasanah as the second speaker, and the motion today is reality show more than harm.
2, 3.
Well, I as the second speaker of negative team, I wanna give you some steps.
Ih, lu mah.
Well, I'm the second speaker of negative team. I wanna give you some steps. The first, introduction. You must mention your name and the motion today. For example, my name is Nur Hasanah as the second speaker of negative team, and the motion today is the reality show more harm than good.
3.
Second, introducing a point of team side. For example, it seems quite clear that our team completely disagree with the motion, just like my first speaker said.
Nah.
And the third, give response a rebuttal. Sorry.
3.
The third, give response of rebuttal. If the affirmative team give rebuttal and the second speaker wants to give response to the rebuttal, you can say, but before I come.
Ya udah gue post tadi.
Three.
Dah.
The second, give the response of rebuttal. If the affirmative team The third, give the response of rebuttal. If the affirmative team give the rebuttal, and the second speaker of negative team give the response of rebuttal. For example, but before I come to my own rebuttal, I want to respond the rebuttal from the positive side that she or he said. Just for rebuttal, let's at first have a look. I can't believe to what's going on to your rebuttal, but I'm sure this is your response. The fourth, giving rebuttal. If you want to giving the rebuttal, you can reason and evidence. For example, I'm going to rebut the first or the second speaker of positive team that said you must give the statement of positive side. And in my opinion, you as a second speaker of negative team. The fifth, the second speaker of negative team, you must support the first speaker argument. And you can say, I would like to turn our attention to believe my first speaker opinion that blah blah blah. And you must giving the argument, you give reason and evidence here. You can say, let me come to my first blah 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 argument. And in my opinion, blah blah blah, because blah blah blah. You must giving the reason and evidence here. After giving the argument, you have to give an example. For example, there are many you can say salah. After giving argument, you have to give example. You can say there are many examples for this. Blah blah blah. And after this, you giving expert opinion. You can say according to. After you giving an expert opinion. After giving an expert opinion, you have giving solution as the alternative way. You can say, we have seen that motion is clearly failed to solve the problem. We have a solution such as the government should blah 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 blah. Explanation and example. And the last summary of our case. You can say, ladies and gentlemen, what I have to do today. Firstly, blah 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 blah, and the second, blah 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 blah. And for all the reasons, the motion must fall.
Usually, the third speaker of negative team, the first, give the response of rebuttal. Example, but before I come to my own rebuttal, example, I want to respond rebuttal from first speaker of the positive side, that blah blah blah, the argument from first speaker of positive team. And let us look at what blah 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 has said. And the second, give rebuttal reason or evidence. Example, I'm going to rebuttal the first or the second speaker of positive team that side blah blah blah, and there is their argument. In my opinion, blah blah blah, there is fill with your rebuttal. And the third, concluding the team side. Example, it seems quite clear that our team is completely agree the motion that we should, and you give the summary. And in the third speaker in negative, we not use the new argument again, and no new argument. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's debate. The topic for this debate is, this house believes that private transportation does more harm than good. For the affirmative team, we have blue team, and for the negative team, we have yellow team. Our adjudicator for this evening is Fajar. The speaking times will be 3 minutes for minimum speaking time to 5 minutes for maximum speaking time. There will be a knock at minimum speaking times and a second knock at for 5 minutes maximum speaking time. I would now like to call the first speaker of the affirmative team is Dede to come, and this time is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Welcome to this debate. Today's motion is this House believes that private transportation is more harm than good. Let me introduce my team. My name is Dede Rahmawati as the first speaker, and the second speaker is Ahmad Wirongo, and the third speaker is Nur Hasana. I believe that we are positive side. We support the motion of this House. Now, we are as positive team strongly believe that this is true, but before we come to our actual argumentation, let us first define some important terms in this debate. As long as cities are growing, people need to travel through long distance to get from one place to another. And we believe that using public transportation has many benefits than drive your own car by yourself. I, as the first speaker, as positive team, will give a limitation of motion since the motion is this House believes that private transportation does more harm than good. We believe that this motion limited to Jakarta. I, as the first speaker, will be talking about benefit of public transportation, and then the second speaker will be talking about the harm of private transportation, and the third speaker will be talking about the conclusion. And then motion is private transportation, there's more harm than good. We believe that is motion. I agree with this motion. Private transportation is more harm than good because I believe that public transportation is more give us benefits. Like the example, public transportation give us more healthier because when we are using the public transportation, example like when we use train or we use bus, we have to move to the station to another station. So when we move to the another station, we have to walk to the other station. So I believe that it's more healthier than using the private transportation. Just it, I think, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, the first speaker from affirmative team spent 3 minutes and 6 seconds.
I will now like to call the first speaker of the negative team is Caca. Time is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this debate. Today's motion is this House believes that private transportation does more harm than good. And let me introduce my team. My name is Chandra Duretin Roliman as the first speaker, and my partner is Sri Ratnadani as the second speaker, and as the third speaker is Danny. We are from negative team, and it seems quite clear that our team completely disagree with the motion that private transportation does more harm than good. And ladies and gentlemen, the definition by side by positive theme is quite clear. However, we need to have all the reason because public transportation is more harm it quit and
I agree with this motion. Private transportation is more harm than good because I believe that public transportation is more give us benefits. Like the example, public transportation give us more healthier because when we are using public transportation, example like when we use train or we use bus, we have to move to the station to another station. So when we move to the another station, we have to walk to the other station. So I believe that it's more healthier than using the private transportation. Just it, I think, and
Okay, the first speaker from affirmative team spent 3 minutes and 6 seconds.
I will now like to call the first speaker of the negative team, is Chacha. Time is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this debate. Today's motion is this House believe that private transportation does more harm than good. And let me introduce my team. My name is Chandra Gudatin Roliman as the first speaker, and my partner is Sri Ratnadani as the second speaker, and as the third speaker is Danny. We are from negative team, and it seems quite clear that our team completely disagree with the motion that private transportation does more harm than good. And ladies and gentlemen, the definition cited by positive team is quite clear. However, we need to have all the reason because the public transportation is more harm it quit and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this debate. Today's motion is this House believe that private transportation does more harm than good. And let me introduce myself, and my name is Chandra Duratin Roliman as the first speaker, and my partner is Sri Ratnadani as the second speaker, and the third speaker is Dani Prasetyo. And we are from the negative team. It seems quite clear that our team completely disagree with the motion that this House believe private transportation does more harm than good. And ladies and gentlemen, the definition cited by positive side is quite clear. However, we need to have a look at the reasons because they don't have any evidence to prove their side. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely displeased the argument from the positive team, so that public transportation is the good more than private transportation. And in my opinion, public transportation is not under your control, and the timings are never correct. And sometimes you have to wait a lot at the bus stops. And moreover, more public transportation drivers are very careless about them passengers' security. They drive as fast as they can. So these sites support if public transportation made unsafety. So today, we are in negative side have structured our case as follows. Me, as the first speaker, will be talking about the safety side, and my partner as the second speaker talking about economy side, and the last third speaker is talking the conclusion. Let me introduce my first argument. Is safety is more important when it comes to travel long distance. It is quite accurate to say that you will feel trustfully safer by driving a car by yourself and then letting other people drive for you. You can also enjoy independence from public service, more comfort, more space, and you will be sure that your car always be available for you at any time. Team spent 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
I would now like to call the second speaker of the affirmative team. We're this time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Ahmad Wirobo. As the second speaker, positive team, and the motion today is this House believes that private transportation does more harm than good. I believe that we are support this motion. I will continue our case in a minute, but before that, there are something about the rebuttal from negative team B or C that the public and the private transportation is safety, but in actually the transportation in Jakarta is crowded. And B or C also said that the private transportation is safety, but in the fact, the private transportation make the street crowded. Although they are make safety. So and then many people can be lazy because they are usually use private transportation. So they didn't want to take the general transportation. And I would like to turn our attention to believe my first speaker opinion that the transportation make healthy. Let me come to my first argument. My first argument, the first is the private transportation make street crowded because one car, one people. And the second argument is they are not social with the other because they are not meet the people. Also alone in their physical. And I will give the example for you for negative tip. There are many examples for this. Example when there are many people like so arrogant and selfish and more expensive. And then I will giving an expert opinion according to the government. The government are common as civilization use general or public transportation for useful it because they are from the people we have to useful it and so as we have seen that argument now so ladies and gentlemen what have I told you before is
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ratna Dani, as the second speaker, negative team, and the motion today is this House believes that private transportation does more harm than good. Isn't quite clear that our team completely disagree with this motion, just like my first speaker said. I believe that will not support the motion of this House. But before I come to my own rebuttal, I want to respond the rebuttal from the positive side. She, she, she said, pro with public transportation. Let us first have a look. I can believe to what's going on to your rebuttal, but I'm sure public transportation is not good for us. He also said that private transportation may crowded, but in fact, if everyone use public transportation, it will make full in public transportation. For example, I ever ride bus or metro mini in 510. It's so full and crowded in the bus. So it makes someone almost unconsciousness. So if the government not agree with this with private transportation, why government make cheap car from for people? So so I disagree with this motion. And so, ladies and gentlemen, what I have taught you today, firstly, I disagree with this motion. So, secondly, private number is make people is so crowded too. And that's for all for my research. That's it. Thank you.
The second speaker from negative team spent 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks for this time. I'm standing here. I'm going to be a summary of our team. The first about economic, because if we use public transportation, we will support the destiny of government. The government giving APBN for Pertamina to distribute BBM. It so make the country learn this advantage. So, if the people use public, the country will be helpful from us.
And the second advantage is more healthy because we have to walk from this station to another station. Thanks for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
I would now like to call the third speaker of the negative team, Denny Kainsius.
Okay, I am from negative team. As the third speaker, my name is Denny Parsia. I want to summarize my team argument. First, my first speaker said that this motion, this possibility that private transportation does more harm than good. It's about safety. She said that she do disagree with this motion. Why? Because it's about safety. And my second speaker said that why she disagree with this motion, because it's not comfortable or crowded and there is so many criminal if we use public transportation. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome for the last from the negative team. It is now my pleasure to summarize this debate. Take a look at what both sides have said and see what the outcome of this debate actually is. The motion today is this House believes that private transportation does more harm than good. Our team absolutely disagree with the motion by the reason first, as public transportation is not under your control and the timing are never correct. And sometimes you have to wait a lot at bus stops. Moreover, public transportation drivers are very careless about the passenger, and they drive as fast as they can. So, this side support if the public transportation made unsafety. And the second, the private transportation make crowded, but if everyone use public transportation, it will make full. In public transportation, example, I ever ride a bus in Metro Mini in 510. It's so full and I almost unconscious and make me afraid with the passenger and also unsafety. Regarding to all the reason, I beg you to reject the motion. I believe that we are as the negative side. We must reject the motion of this House. Thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, for reply, speaker from negative team, spend 2 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the last time from the positive team. It is now my pleasure to summarize this debate. Take a look at what both sides have said and see what the outcome of this debate actually is. The motion today is private transportation does more harm than good. Our team absolutely support the motion by the reason first, because economy. If we use public transportation, we will support the destiny of the government. Of course, the government giving APBN from the Pertamina to distribute BBM. If so, make the country is disadvantaged, right? And the second is use private transportation is not healthy, because what? If you use public transportation, you will help. You will help if you use public transportation, because you must walking until halte if you want to go to somewhere. So it can be healthy. The third is if you use private transportation, you will make the street crowded, because one people, one car, or one people, one vehicle, like that. And the fourth is traffic jam, or is social, right? They are not social with the other, because they are not meet the people. They are always alone in the vehicle, so he or she cannot how to communicate to others people with the good attitude. That's all the summarize, and I will regretting to all the research. I beg you to support this motion. I believe that we are, as the positive side, we must support this motion, this House. Okay, thanks for this that's all from positive team. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, the reply speaker from affirmative team spent 2 minutes and 32 seconds.